Hey everybody, Venominous here. It appears the word family is under attack. The word family has caused controversy for this Ontario school board. Here's why. The Waterloo Region District School Board has been talking a lot about the word family this month. The board has released two separate statements for so far in June after media reports and rumors circulated online that teachers were being taught that the word family is racist. It stems from a professional development day training session in November 2023 when teachers from Waterloo Oxford District Secondary School near Baden, Ontario, discussed several words and what they meant to students, the school board says. Screen grabs from a presentation called Dismantling Whiteness at WO Words Matter have appeared on alternative media sites such as Juno News and Rebel News. The photo of the slideshow presentation shows that the word family has been identified as harmful by our racialized students. The Juno News headline reads, School board trains staff that the term family is harmful, racist. There's a little picture here. Dismantling whiteness at the WO Words Matter. Family, identified as harmful by racialized students, implies values positions of male authority and hierarchy, a nuclear family structure, not the same for everyone, niceness, asks for obedience, no room for questions or criticism, an expectation to prioritize family needs and wants, sacrificing personal boundaries. Wow. So, Meredith Radlane, chair of the Waterloo Region District School Board, says the training materials reprinted by those media outlets were shared out of context and interpreted incorrectly. Quote, that screenshot was interpreted to mean that what was being said was that we are against family. That screenshot was, in fact, part of a larger presentation that was a discussion about language, Radlane told CBC KW's Morning Edition host Greg Norris on Wednesday. Radlane says people have been emailing board staff and trustees and are, of course, very upset because of what was indeed a message. It would be something to be very concerned about. I would like to unequivocally state that is not our message. We value families and we work with them every day as we seek to help their students achieve and enjoy their school experience, she said. Two statements. The school board issued its first statement on June 6, stating that they were aware of the media reports and wanted to clarify and provide context around what had been reported. Quote, the session explored how different communities may experience public institutions differently and how educators can be thoughtful and inclusive in their communication, the statement said. Quote, these discussions are part of an ongoing commitment to human rights, equity, and learning. The second statement was released June 10th. It was a letter to the community from Radlane in which she noted the word family and what it represents is integral to all we do. So board meetings, meeting the needs of all students. Radlane said that training sessions on language took place on a professional development day, and they looked at a number of words. Family was one of the words. The message was that word family does not mean the same thing to everybody, Radlane says. Radlane said school board staff need to educate themselves and be aware of where they may be assuming something about students or have an unconscious bias. She says, this isn't the first time the board has been a target for people who disagree with their philosophies. No kidding. Quote, I certainly think that the initiatives that our board does around truth and reconciliation, around equity, about gender identification, orientation, I certainly think that this is a lightning rod, there you go with your Luciferian speak, for many groups that have differing opinions, Radlane says. I cannot speak as to why this is happening, but I do know that we are a board that is known for our commitment to meeting the needs of all students, to welcoming everybody, no matter who they are, and some people may not agree with that approach. Wow. These hideous people, am I like... Alright, so it's no secret they've been trying to destroy the family nucleus for a very long time. Now we get a ton of articles. Abolish the family, build our communities, why the nuclear family is unsustainable, and how to destroy it. This is a Medium article by someone named C. Sage. We got family, nuclear family, mom, dad, son, daughter, you know, typical family, very normal looking, very organized, and got their shit together. But we don't want that, no. So and then we have the nuclear family was a mistake. The family structure we've held up as the cultural ideal for the past half century has been a catastrophe for many. It's time to figure out better ways to live together, right? By David Brooks. Many of these articles mention that guy. Current affairs. This is Lily Sanchez. Why we should abolish the family. The family is a conservative project that limits human flourishing. The family must be abolished. Of course, we're going to frame it as a conservative right-wing thing because not everyone has a nuclear family. It's all just a right-wing project, conservative project, and clearly totalitarian, so we want to dismantle that immediately. Then we have genealogies of modernity, the decline of the nuclear family, and the rise of the club. Very ominous. The club. Club of Rome? What kind of club we're talking about? Secret societies? I don't know. So this is again mentioning David Brooks. The nuclear family was a mistake. So charts. So the decline and fall of the American nuclear family is the first part of the essay. He illustrates how a nuclear family, 2 parents, 2.5 kids, 1 dog, suburban home, etc., is an anomaly in human history. While the experiment worked for a while in the mid-20th century, it has been crumbling in slow motion for decades, leaving people, especially the working class and poor, lonely, adrift, and financially strained. In the second section, Redefining Kinship, Brooks offers his solution. When one family form stops working, people cast about for something new, sometimes finding it in something very old. The very old thing is what he calls the forged or chosen family, like the chosen people. For thousands of years, traditional societies across the world lived in extended families consisting of not just people they were related to, but people they chose to cooperate with. In short, Brooks says, Americans are hungering to live in extended and forged families. Are they? Are they hungry for this? Do you know anyone who's hungry for a forged chosen family? Be part of the chosen group? I don't know. Maybe. In ways that are new and ancient at the same time. This is a significant opportunity, a chance to thicken and broaden family relationships, a chance to allow more adults and children to live and grow under the loving gaze of a dozen pair of eyes and be caught when they fall by a dozen pair of arms. Isn't that the creepiest way to put something? These hands and eyes are they're on you. They're crawling over you. For decades, we have been eating at smaller and smaller tables with fewer and fewer kin. It's time to find ways to bring back the big tables. And I've talked about the communal hall feeding for a few years now, how they want to bring back eating in halls, everyone together as in big tables, so they can watch you all and condition you to be constantly under surveillance, even when you're eating with your family, and then they can ration your portions more effectively. The cafeteria style, you get your slop, your soiling goo, your cricket stew, your what is it, caffeine simulant, or whatever they call it in 1984. You don't get actual coffee. You get this substitute crap. Same thing with Brave New World. Many authoritarian dystopian tales all get rid of coffee and stuff like that. And of course, you don't get actual meat and stuff like that. You get your crickets, get your cockroaches, your soylent goo, all that stuff. All that good stuff. I was especially excited to see David Brooks take on the topic, not only because the issue is near to my heart, but also because Brooks is an avowed fan of Samuel Jackson. He wrote a chapter on Johnson in his book, The Road to Character 2015, and was invited to address the Johnsonians at our annual birthday dinner at the Folger Shakespeare Library in 2017. I hope that Johnson would get a shout out in the essay, for if Johnson was as he was formerly called, the great Cam of literature. Surely he was also that great Cam of the forged family. An essay can only hold so many illustrative examples, and Brooks' essay was perhaps not the place for an extended digression of Samuel Johnson. The focus was what extended kinship could look like in 21st century America. But it does seem to me that Johnson's life and his fierce commitment to communities of non-biological kin during a time not wholly unlike our own, when traditional social and family life was changing under the pressures of industrialization, urbanization, and modernization, illustrates the future Brooks imagines. Very creepy stuff. What else we got here? Family is the worst family form except for all others. And they show a black family here. And again, it mentions David Brooks. And here, Business Insider. The death of the nuclear family, the typical American family, was always a blip. It's time to rethink it. So, I mean, that's 2024. All these articles are fairly recent. This one, the first major death knell came with the 1973 oil crisis and the 2-year recession that followed, which signaled the end of the West's post-war prosperity boom. Since then, the nuclear family has crumbled piece by piece. 1970, more than two-thirds of American adults between 25 and 49 lived with a spouse and at least one kid. By 2021, only 37% of adults fit the bill, Pew Research found. There's a classic photo of a nuclear family. Oh, the horrors. Kids coming to see their dad who had a hard day at work. Mom's got everything and got all her shit together. She's got it all done. Like a pro. It's just terrible, you know. She's so oppressed. These people, man. Of course, you know, the destruction of family has always been the game plan of the Marxists. Communism, socialism. It was always to dismantle the family unit because, as they deemed it, the family unit represented capitalism in a microcosmic way, so it had to be dismantled anyways. And when you have a family, you have a bond and a trust in each other that outsiders can't influence as easily, and they don't like that. They need you to identify within a community, not within a personal family, because that's too individual. So they need to break that down in order to fully condition you to have that communitarian mindset. But I digress. This brings me back to a classic that we found pre-2020. It was the Cheerios celebrates diversity with It's All Family. So, you know how you have the nuclear family. Now we can't use words like family because not all families are the same, but it's all family, folks. Here, let's watch this classic piece by Cheerios on The Ellen Show.
1, 2, 3, 4. So many kinds of families all over this great big country. It ain't all just moms and dads and dogs and cats. It's more than that, and we're all glad 'cause it's all family. Yeah, it's all family. Some kids have a single parent, some are raised by their grandparents. Some parents, they split up and make a whole new setup. So many different ways to grow up, and it's all family. Yeah, it's all family.
I love my foster mother,
and I love my adopted brother.
I love my two sweet fathers,
And I love my new
Hold up.
mother.
And I love my adopted brother.
I love my
Ugh. What is that thing? It's a soiling goo baby, that's what that is. Like, what part of the family is that? Melted tree? Of course, it's got two daddies.
two sweet fathers.
And I love my new stepdaughter.
I love my pet otter.
You don't have a pet otter, sweetie.
Yeah, I do. I leave food for him on the back porch.
Are you telling me you leave food for a wild otter on the back porch of our house?
Sometimes.
Ah, it's all family. Yeah, it's all.
Nah. Yeah. This baby's got a beard. It's a grown man. But don't worry, the beard matches the hair, so it's all family, folks. He's got brown skin, but he's got a red beard. And he's an adult being a baby. He identifies as a baby. That's family.
Family.
Well, there you have it. More disgusting programming. Of course, this has all been part of the plan for a long time. And here's some predictive programming in Brave New World. Why are family words like father and mother viewed as obscene? In Brave New World, the world state has created stability by genetically engineering its citizens to be happy with who they are and what they do. People are not born, they are decanted in hatcheries and medically and psychologically manipulated so they have just the right intelligence, strength, and attractiveness to fill the social and economic positions that will need to be filled. These decanted children are raised and indoctrinated in conditioning centers so that by the time they are old enough to work, their only ambitions are to perform the tasks for the positions they were raised to fill. Their loyalty is to the state and to continued community and stability. Family and its language are obsolete concepts, but it's more sinister than simple obsolescence. The world state maintains stability by obliterating individual personality. People of the same caste are largely identical by design. Very few personality traits are left to chance, and people are encouraged through promiscuity not to form strong bonds with other individuals. So, free love, just like in the Marxist manifesto. Free love. That's what they want to change sexual reproduction to be sex without reproduction, reproduction without sex. That is the ultimate goal of the New World Order. But I digress. There is no stronger bond than family, and family is a major factor in self-identification. And what better way to eliminate family than to make it a dirty word? So in Brave New World, we see a reversal from what we know today. People are raised to think of the language of sexual promiscuity as normal and expected and accepted, while the language of the family is obscene. This manipulation of language is just another way that the world state controls citizens and maintains stability. So there you have it. I mean, it's quite clear that school board is just following the great plan to eliminate families and convert everyone to a communitarian mindset, all for the greater good. We will see such things, test that with the upcoming water shortage and therefore food scarcity and things like that. With COVID-19 was building communitarian mindset, just stuff like that. The fire ban, you couldn't go into the woods. Don't go into the woods, Nova Scotians. It's all for the greater good. But yeah, clearly an attack on the family. Board got caught. They backtracked, but they still enforced what they were talking about. They just said, "Oh, we cherish families. We just, you think the word family is obscene, and we hope to no longer use that word." But yeah, that's all it is, folks. Just part of the big plan to eliminate family, eliminate pregnancy, viviparous birth, they call it. All that stuff. This is Venomous reporting from the Brave New World. Catch you next time.